This is definitely a right representation of why you should go to the movies. This is the biggest reason why. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Breakout, and today I'm going to review the latest sports movie that came out, and man, I'm pumped to review this one. That film is F1. This movie is directed by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick, and this movie stars Brad Pitt, Damson, Idris, Kerry, Condon, and Javier Bardem. A Formula 1 driver comes out of retirement to mentor and team up with a young racer to save the team that is going down under. Now, this movie is absolutely in my top 5 most anticipated movies of this year. First of all, Joseph Kosinski directed this movie, who directed Top Gun Maverick, which I wouldn't say is one of the biggest surprises in this decade, absolutely. It is probably in the category of some of my favorite movies in this decade. I would say with Oppenheimer. Top Gun Maverick and Oppenheimer are two of my favorite films of this decade. I love Top Gun Maverick. I think it's one of the better sequels that came out in such a long time. So of course, Joseph Kosinski is doing a new summer blockbuster movie. This time, instead of aviator pilots, it's all about Formula 1. And of course, I was anticipating. The cast is fantastic. I love Brad Pitt. I think Brad Pitt is an awesome actor. The trailers really caught my interest. And here's the thing. I'm not the biggest Formula 1 fan. I know my dad is the biggest Formula 1 fan. But you know, Formula 1 racing is one of the most famous racing sports of all time. And like I keep saying in my movie reviews, I'm not the biggest sports person, but I do love sports movies. And especially that I love underdog stories, so this movie looks like it's going to be one of them. But of course, I'm expecting this movie to be the latest summer blockbuster that kind of gives you the reason why you should go to the movies. The trailers look like it's going to be like that. And guys, absolutely, this movie is like that. Joseph Kosinski has done it again with F1. Do I think it's as good as Top Gun Maverick? No. But it's really hard to top that movie. The best way to explain F1 is that this is what you call a summer blockbuster that gets you up in your seat and gives you the reason that you should go see a movie in the cinema. This is the biggest reason why you should go out and see movies, because of F1. This is a very thrilling, edge-of-your-seat roller coaster ride from start to finish. Of course, let's talk about the cast in this movie, because the cast in this movie is fantastic, especially Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt once again does an excellent performance in this film. He plays a retired Formula 1 driver that has a very tragic past that got him out of the game. Now this is a movie about him getting back into the game. And of course, he's very old school, he's very cocky, he's very full of himself. And Brad Pitt absolutely plays that role brilliantly. I think he does a really good performance in the film. The rest of the cast is also really good in the film. Kerry Condon is also really good in this film. I liked her in Night Swim. She is the best part about that movie, but this is her chance to shine in this movie, and I thought she's a very interesting character in this film. I actually thought the romance between Brad Pitt and Kerry Condon is actually really well developed in the film. It didn't feel forced. There's a reason why that's there, but she's not just a love interest. She has a big part in the story, and I thought her character is really well handled in this film. Also, Javier Bardem, once again, great performance in this film. Any movie that Javier Bardem is in, I'm always on board for it, because he's just that great of an actor, and in this movie, no difference. He is great in this film. But I gotta give so much props to this actor right here, Damson Idris. Great performance in the film. He definitely is the biggest standout in this movie. He plays a rookie racer that's also very cocky, very full of himself. You know, basically cares more about the fame and the money, and this movie is all about basically two rival racers that have both different perspectives. And I thought the rivalry between Brad Pitt and Damson Idris is so well done in this film. I thought their chemistry is one of the biggest reasons that you should see this movie. Their chemistry is really spot on in this film because they both have flaws. They both have their points. You understand both perspectives when it comes to this rivalry, and I thought Brad Pitt and Damson Idris really work well together in this film. And it's all about them basically working together, and of course, they don't see eye to eye with one another, which creates a really interesting dynamic in the film. The cast in this film is great. One of the biggest reasons you should see this film, but another biggest reason that you should see this film is absolutely Joseph Kosinski's direction, especially when it comes to the racing scenes. This is cinema. The racing scenes in this movie, holy shit. He used the same shots that he did for Top Gun Maverick, but this time in a Formula 1 racing car, and it just absolutely works in this film. Every single race scene in F1 is thrilling, intense, but also just blockbuster fun. Joseph Kosinski knows how to direct a blockbuster, know how to get people on the edge of their seats. He does a great job directing these racing scenes, and honestly, the racing scenes itself is literally why you should see the movie right here. Just the way the cinematography looks, it looks incredible. You need to see this movie on the biggest screen possible, especially in IMAX. This is another IMAX movie that you need to check out. But you can also see this movie in a D-Box recliner as well, because you feel like you're in a ride here. Those two, I highly recommend. But yes, Joseph Kosinski, once again, when it comes to his direction, it's flawless. The look of this movie, the cinematography of this film, it is absolutely thrilling. But also the story of this film is very investing. Now yes, the story is very simple. It's nothing too original, say, as much as Top Gun Maverick was. It's all about this team. It's all about rooting for this team to basically get up the top. And I have said it before, I love underdog stories, and this is an underdog story not just about Brad Pitt and Damson Idris. It's all about this team getting to the top. And you root for them, absolutely, and you slowly root for Brad Pitt and Damson Idris to basically succeed. Because of their rivalry, of course, the team gets worse and worse, and I just thought it adds a really good dynamic to the film, and I thought the story of the film is so investing and also just really easy to root for in general. Also, I would say the score in this movie by Hans Zimmer, which I was so unaware that Hans Zimmer did the score for this movie, and I'm happy he did. The score in this movie is unbelievable. I am so glad that I saw Hans Zimmer this year in live concert, in person. You get to see him actually conducting the songs. It is just a breath of fresh air, and it literally just shows after this movie why Hans Zimmer is one of the best film composers of all time. He knows how to make a film like this just very refreshing when it comes to the score. The score in this movie is phenomenal. This is definitely a right representation of why you should go to the movies. This is the biggest reason why. It has intense scenes, thrilling scenes, fun moments, hilarious moments, emotional moments, and the overall story is just easy to root for. It basically is all the pieces that you needed for a summer blockbuster, and Joseph Kosinski, he has done it again with this one. Now, I'm going to say this. Is this movie as good as Top Gun Maverick, or say one of the greatest racing movies of all time? I wouldn't say so in my opinion. I do think this movie goes a little bit too predictable at a couple of moments. You kind of know exactly what's going to happen. Of course it doesn't bother me because this film from start to finish knows what it is. It knows what it tries to get you into. But I definitely felt some moments where I'm like, okay, this is pretty predictable. We know exactly what's going to happen. And I wouldn't say it ruins the film. It's just there and you basically notice it. But guys, that is it guys, because overall F1 is another great film that has came out this year. Once again, Joseph Kosinski directed this movie brilliantly when it comes to the racing scenes. He knows how to film a blockbuster very well. This movie is just fun, intense, thrilling, really great character development. Brad Pitt is great in this film. Damson Idris is great in the film. The chemistry between them two is so strong. The rivalry really adds a lot of great tension to the film. The rest of the cast is great. The story was very investing to watch. It's a really simple underdog story that you root for. This is definitely one of those movies that's just the biggest reason why you should go to the movies. This is why. This is how you do a summer blockbuster right. And I gotta say, Joseph Kosinski, please direct more movies like this. Direct more big summer blockbusters like this that felt so immersing to watch. We've done it with Aviators, and you've done it again with Formula 1 races. And I would say for Formula 1 fans, you will notice a lot of great Easter eggs to the film, especially when you see a couple of races in the film. But yeah, this movie is just a real treat, not just for Formula 1 fans, but also for movie fans in general. This is definitely another great movie that I would remember this year. I would absolutely say, guys, F1, absolutely go see this film on the big screen. I want to give this movie a masterpiece rating, but the movie does get a little bit too predictable. It's definitely just a tiny bit of sit down with Top Gun Maverick, but it's just hard to beat it. But I gotta say, Joseph Kosinski, you have done it again with this one, and I cannot wait to see more from you. So guys, that is my review for F1. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like this movie, hate this movie, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.